Alrighty, guys, let me get a little zoom on in here. Zoom in. Okay, so we're looking at page 31 in our notebook. The table of contents, let's actually add that. So 31, 32, we are solving multi-step inequalities, including a little story problem practice. Said that real fast, so you missed it. Okay, so on 31 and 32, let's actually start with the story problems, and then we'll do kind of the easier ones at the end. Alrighty, so if we take a look at problem number 1, here's the story. Nathan lost his mother's favorite necklace. Shame on ya. So he'll try to rent a metal detector to try to find it. A rental company charges a one-time fee of $15 plus $2 per hour to rent a metal detector. Nathan has only $35 to spend. What is the maximum amount of time he can rent the metal detector? So where I have all those numbers, like there's a lot of good mathy words going on. We have a one-time rental fee of $15 plus this $2 per hour to get our metal detector. So if we think about the numbers there and the story that it's telling us, I had $15 and I'm going to add that to the $2 per hour. And I don't know how many hours. That's what they're asking me about. Like how many hours? What is the maximum amount of time? So I don't know. If it's the thing that I don't know, then it's my variable. And every time I have another hour, I'm charged another $2. So that repetitive adding is multiplication. So I'm going to call it H for hours. So we have our times H here, which is like the per hour thing. And then our plus sign was from that plus word, which, I mean, hopefully, obviously. And then there's that other number, 35, and that's my total. So it's the number on the other side of my equation. But the thing is, it doesn't have to equal out to exactly $35, but I do only have $35 to spend. So does this number over here have to be bigger than 35 or smaller than 35? So I have to stay smaller than, this number over here has to stay smaller than 35, but I can spend exactly 35, so it can be equal to. Then we just solve like normal, so we put in our sides, and we would want to get H alone, so I would subtract 15 on both sides, and I'd have 2H is less than or equal to 20. So we need to get rid of addition and subtraction first. Sorry, my bad. Then I need to get rid of multiplication or division. And so that 2 is being multiplied and it's positive. So when I divide it, I don't need to worry about flipping my sign. Divide it on both sides. And so H will be less than or equal to 10. Okay, so my solution in set notation form is going to look like whenever I have an hour, hours have to stay less than or equal to 10. And on my graph, I got 10 hours. I can't go 11 hours, but that is a number that's bigger, but I could go 9 hours because I have to stay less than that to stay under my budget. So because I can be equal to, it's a filled in dot. Because I have to stay less than hours are this way. Okay, next. Andy, Bobby, and Carl are each 1 year apart in age. The sum of their ages is greater than the age of their father, who is 60. How old can the brothers be? So this one's a little tricky, but if we say that Andy is X years old, because I don't know how old he is. And then let's say Bobby is some age. Well, it did say that each one is 1 year apart. So like if Andy is some number or some age, then Bobby is 1 year older than him. So this age, whatever it is, plus 1 more year. And then for Carl, he's 1 year older than Bobby, who's 1 year older than Andy. So really he's 2 years older than Andy. So really I got to add one more. So x plus 2. Then it says the sum of their ages. So sum is a really good add word. So we're going to add all those up. So x plus 1 plus x plus 2 is greater than, so is greater than is a symbol, the age of their father, who is 60. So this is a little weird, but setting up the inequality wasn't so bad this time. I didn't have to like think about it too much, but this is kind of weird. But we're going to solve like normal, like we would normally solve with an equation, where I should think about don't call me after midnight. So I don't need to distribute, but I do need to combine like terms, because we have 1x here, 1x there, 1x there, for a total of 3 x's. And I have these like terms, the 1 and the 2, for a total of 3. I bring down my inequality, I bring down my 60. So distribute, combine like terms, move variables, don't have any of those. Get rid of addition, subtraction. So I'm going to subtract that 3, both sides. So we'll have 3x, 0. It's greater than 57. Then I want to divide by 3, and I'm not dividing by a negative, so I don't need to flip my sign. I just bring it right down. And 3 goes into 57 19 times. So my solution in set builder notation would be, whenever I have an age, how old can their oldest brother be? Oh, wait, x is sneaky. Now, x is related to Andy. But we want to talk about the oldest brother, and Carl would be the oldest. So I actually need to take this x greater than 19 and add 2 so that I am relating to Carl. So I really need to add 2 here. And that means I would be older than 21. So the oldest brother could be 21, maybe older though. Sneaky, sneaky. So when I write it over here, I should put that as well. X needs to be greater than 21. So that oldest brother has to be older than 21. He can't be 21. He could be 22 or anything older than that. So when we write this out, we got 21, 22 over here. 20 came before that, but X has to be bigger. Can't be equal to, so open circle. Bigger numbers are to the right. Okay, last but not least, the area of a triangular garden can be no more than 120 square feet. The base of the triangle is 16 feet. What is the height of the triangle? So we need to remember the area of a triangle formula, which we did talk about in class a little bit ago. Area of a triangle is half base times height. So I think they told me some of these things. The area can be no more than 120. So I'm just going to like put in 120 for A right now. It's not going to be equal to, but I'm not going to fill that in yet. I like to think about it after I write it all out. I bring down my half. Then they said the base of the triangle is 16 feet. So in place of B, I can put 16. What is the height of the triangle? So H is what I don't know. Now, the area of the triangular garden can be no more than 120 square feet. So it can be as big as this, but no bigger, which means that this area over here, when I do it, has to be smaller than or equal to. So no more than really means less than, but when I'm comparing it over here, it's kind of backwards. Okay, I'm going to put in my sides. We're going to bring down our inequality. And over here, I can combine like terms a little bit. Half of 16 is 8 times h. And then I would divide 8 on both sides. And 8 goes into 120. Let's see. That's going to be, oh my goodness, not an even amount of times. Not an even amount of height. Oh my gosh, I'm having a brain fart. 120 divided by 8. Oh, that's 15. Oops. Bad math in my head. So in set builder notation, the height of the triangle will always need to be less than or equal to 15. Now notice my h was on the right-hand side over here. When I swapped it to put it on the left over there, I also needed to swap my inequality because h is closer to the baby bird side and he needs to stay close to the baby bird side. So when I graph this now, got 15 here, 14's before it, 16's after it. We can be equal to 15, so I can fill in my circle, and I need to stay less than that to stay no more than 120 feet in area. Okay, so I know story problems can be tricky. I only put a couple on your Google form assignment. More of them are actually like this, where it's just set up and you're just thinking about, don't call me after midnight because your girl's asleep. So I'm gonna think about those steps and solve in that order. And then just keep in mind, if I divide or multiply by a negative, I have to flip that inequality. So over here, I don't need to distribute. I don't have like terms. I don't have multiple x's. So I want to get rid of addition subtraction. So I'll add 2 on both sides. That's 0. This is 10. Then I'm going to divide by a negative. Oop, it's happening right now. It's happening early. So when I divide by a negative, I need to switch my inequality. And then when I divided right here, I got negative 2. Then I should come over here and graph it. So negative 2, something that's smaller is definitely negative 10. Something that's bigger is definitely 0. I cannot equal negative 2, so open circle. And x is getting eaten by the alligator, so it's bigger, which is to the right. Okay, next one. I do need to distribute, so I'm going to distribute here. And we'd have 3k minus 15 plus 9k greater than or equal to negative 3. I do need to combine like terms because 3k and 9k are alike. So I'll have 12k minus 15. I don't need to move variables, but now I need to get rid of addition, subtraction. So I'll add the 15 over. So 12k is greater than or equal to 12. And then 12 is being multiplied by k, so I'm going to divide it away. And I'm not dividing by a negative, so I won't flip the sign. And k is going to be greater than or equal to 1. So when I write this out, 1 is going to be here. Something that comes before it, something that's smaller than it is 0. Something bigger than it is 2. And so I can be equal to 1, so I'm going to fill in my circle. And k is near the alligator, so it's going to be a bigger number, and bigger numbers are always to the right. Alrighty, here we go. We are going to distribute my negative, because x is over here. I'll bring down my 30, so we'll have negative 5x minus 15 plus 10x. I need to combine like terms. So negative 5x positive 10 is 5x minus 15. Then I'm going to get rid of addition subtraction, so add 15. So 45 is greater than 5x. And then to get x alone, I'm going to have to divide by 5. And I'm not dividing by a negative, so 45 divided by 5 is 9. I'm not going to switch my sign, and x is alone now. So when I go to graph this one, we're going to put 9 on the line. A number that's smaller than it is 0. A number that's bigger than it is 18. And I cannot be equal to x, so I need to do an open circle. And x is getting eaten by the baby bird, so x is going to be smaller. 0 smaller, so I need to go towards 0. Alrighty, 2 more quick ones. So we put in our sides. Over here, I need to distribute. So negative 3x plus 9, because negative times a negative. Just going to bring all this other stuff down. I don't have like terms on either side, but I do need to move my variables because I need them to be on the same side. So I always like to move the smaller one, which is negative 4x. So I'll add that on both sides. And so when I do, I have x plus 9 is greater than or equal to 5. Then to get x alone, I'll subtract 9. So x is greater than or equal to negative 4. And x is alone, so you're done. So we plot negative 4. Something that's smaller than it is like negative 1,000. Something that's bigger than it is positive 1,000. You can be equal, because we have a line under it, to negative 4, so we can fill in the circle. And x is going to be bigger than negative 4 because x is getting eaten by the alligator, and the bigger numbers are over here towards 1,000. So we're going to go to the right. Okay, last one. We put in our sides. We need to distribute. So we'll have 3x plus 6 come down. Then over here we'll have negative 5x and then minus 10. I need to get my variables on both sides, or on the same side together. Oh crap, this died. Shoot. Oh my god. Well, all right, we'll fix it. Hang tight. You can zoom ahead. This is super annoying. I could cut it out, but I feel like let's just get through this together. It shouldn't take too long. And sometimes when I do like the little cut thing in this video, it doesn't work the right way. Okay, here we go. We're back. Welcome. So we distributed. I need to get my x's on the same side, and I always like to move the smaller one. So I'm going to add that 5x over here with its like term. So I'm going to have 8x plus 6. That's 0. Bring down my negative 10. Oh, not equal to. Shoot. Less than or equal to. There we go. Easy fix. Don't worry about it. Now over here, I need to get x alone, so I'm going to subtract 6 on both sides. Bring down my inequality. Negative 10 minus 6 more is negative 16. Then to get x alone, I want to divide by 8 on both sides. And so I did not divide by a negative, so I do not need to switch my sign. I bring that less than guy down. This is going to be negative 2. When I go to graph it, I put negative 2. Something that's definitely smaller is negative 39. I don't know where that came from. Something that's definitely bigger is 72. Can't tell you. Don't know where she came from, but she's bigger. You can be equal to negative 2, so I'm going to fill in my circle. And x is getting eaten by the baby bird, so that's smaller. And the smaller number here is negative 39, so I'm going to go towards that one. Okay, sorry I'm ridiculous. Hopefully that was easy.